The call came in at 2:41. That was the time stamped on the voicemail. My brother was already declared dead by then. Not missing. Not unidentified. Dead. The officer who handed me the paper used the voice people use for lost luggage. He pointed at the time of death. He did not look at me. I asked about my brother's phone. He checked the form. He said there was no phone on scene. At home, I played the voicemail again. It was short. Clean. No panic. Daniel's voice. Controlled. Like he was speaking to a dispatcher. He said he was on site. He said it was bigger than they were told. Then he asked for a call back. No name. No background voices. Only wind. And a low hum under everything. I replayed it until the words lost meaning. The hum stayed. The call log on my phone showed nothing. No incoming call. Only the voicemail. As if it arrived without a call ever existing. My brother hated nights. He worked days. He ate early. He slept early. 2 weeks before he died, he started sleeping in the afternoon. He stopped answering after 9. He kept his jacket by the door, even when it was warm. When I asked, he gave the same answer twice. Extra shifts. No place. No names. After the funeral, I went through his wallet. There was a badge I did not recognize. Plain plastic. A magnetic strip. A printed number. 0049. In his apartment, I found a second phone in a kitchen drawer. Old model. No photos. No contacts. One number was saved. No name. Only a label. Nightline. I held that phone like it was evidence. It felt too light for what it carried. When I called Nightline, it rang once. Then an automated voice confirmed attendance. Then it cut off. No menu. No operator. No option to speak. I called again. Same response. The third time, the voice changed slightly. Not warmer. Just different. Like another unit reading the same line. Attendance confirmed. Then silence. I tried to forward my brother's voicemail to myself. It failed. I tried again. Failed again. I played the voicemail once more. The hum underneath his words felt municipal. Streetlight. Transformer. Power running somewhere it shouldn't. I did not go to the police. Not yet. The moment you say something out loud, it becomes their version. And their version was already finished. I started with Daniel's day job. His supervisor met me in a break room that smelled of coffee and disinfectant. He didn't offer condolences. He offered paperwork. Daniel's hours looked normal. No overtime. No night shifts. No second location. I asked for raw clock in logs. He smiled like it was a joke. He said they didn't do raw. I asked if Daniel had been reassigned. He shook his head too quickly. I asked if Daniel did external checks. He stared at the table. Then he stood. He said that wasn't their thing. He walked me out himself. Outside, my phone showed full signal. Then none. Then full signal again. A small thing. A simple thing. It stayed with me all the way home. That evening, a message came from an unknown number. No greeting. Stop asking about 0049. I did not reply. I went to the late-night grocery Daniel used to visit without telling me. 24 hours. Bright lights. Tired staff. I said Daniel's name. The clerk's face changed. He was the night guy, the clerk said. I asked what that meant. The clerk shrugged. He said Daniel bought nothing. He said Daniel stood near the ATM. He said Daniel watched the staff back door. Then he lowered his voice. Sometimes it opens by itself, he said. I asked who else came through that door. The clerk looked at the cameras. Then looked away. Not people you argue with, he said. I left with that and nothing else. At 019, my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered without speaking. A man's voice. Calm. Not friendly. You are not Daniel. You have his line. Do not answer after 2. Did you listen to the message? 4 lines. No warmth. No name. I said yes. Good, the man said. Then he hung up. I stood in my kitchen with the phone still at my ear. The second phone on the table. The badge number in my pocket. 0049. I did not sleep. I drove the route from Daniel's apartment to the river. I followed the hum from the voicemail in my head. The service road sat under an overpass. A place you don't reach by accident. A fence ran along the riverbank. Half new. Half rust. A small gate had a keypad. No sign. No logo. A security camera dome above it was cracked. But the red light was on. My phone buzzed. No notification. Just vibration. I held Daniel's badge to the keypad. Nothing. I tried again. The keypad flashed green. The gate clicked. I did not step through. Not yet. I listened. No voices. No footsteps. Only that low electrical hum. The same one under Daniel's voicemail. I backed away. Drove home. Tried to pretend I hadn't found it. At 2:40, Nightline called me. This time it showed as a real call. I let it ring twice. Then answered. A woman's voice came through. Young. Breathing hard. Like she was moving. Are you on site? She asked. I said no. A pause. Short. Sharp. Don't go, she said. Then the line went dead. That was the first human sentence I'd heard connected to Daniel's death. It landed like weight. In the morning, I went to the municipal archive. Not the public counter. The side entrance for deliveries. A security guard stopped me. Uniform. Blank face. I told him I was there about a file. He asked which one. I said the number. 0049. He did not ask where I got it. He did not ask my name. He scanned my face. Pressed a button under the desk. A door clicked somewhere behind him. Second floor, he said. A room with no windows. The room had 1 table. 2 chairs. A printer. No posters. No clocks. A man sat already waiting. He did not introduce himself. He looked at my hands. Then at my phone. A folder sat in front of him. Thin. Clean. Like it had never been touched by human hands. A label on the folder showed a name. Elliot Mercer. He slid the folder across the table. Not fast. Not slow. Exact. He spoke like he was reading a note to himself. You should stop, he said. I did not sit. I stayed standing, because standing felt like refusing. He glanced at the door. Then back to me. You won't stop, he said. His voice didn't rise. He didn't lean forward. He didn't threaten. That made it worse. Elliot Mercer spoke in short lines. No advice. No comfort. You have his badge. You have his line. You're visible to the night system. I asked who ran it. He did not answer that. He opened the folder. Turned 1 page. Showed me a printed list. Badge numbers. Dates. Times. 0049 appeared repeatedly. Then it stopped. Below it, a new line. 0049. Assigned. I asked assigned to what? Elliot Mercer closed the folder. You don't want the name, he said. You want the rule. I waited. The rule is simple, he said. A night position must be occupied. If it's empty, the system fills it. He stood. He left. That was the dialogue. That was all of it. I stayed in the room after he walked out. Because the air felt charged. Because the printer made a soft click. Because the room felt like it was listening. A blank page slid out of the printer. No text. No letterhead. Just warm paper. I took it. Folded it. Put it in my coat pocket. On the way out, I passed a hallway of closed doors with small plaques. Records. Permits. Utilities. The hum was there. Faint. Under the building. Outside, a car idled across the street with its lights off. I noticed it because it did not move when the light changed. I took the long way to my car. The idling car followed. Not close. Not far. Polite. I did not go home. I went to Daniel's apartment. His mailbox was full. Advertising. Bills. One envelope with no logo. Inside was a key. Small. Not for a door. For a locker. No note. Only a number printed clean. 0049. The locker was in a late-night gym near the river. The attendant did not look at my face. He looked at the key. He nodded once. Locker 0049 sat in the back row. The key fit. The door opened with a soft pop. Inside, Daniel left a reflective vest. Clean. Folded. A cheap flashlight. A pair of work gloves. And a schedule sheet. No names. Only badge numbers. Dates. Check marks in ink. Daniel's nights were marked with circles. 2 circles were scratched out hard. Angry pressure. Almost tearing the paper. 1 scratched circle was the night he died. At the bottom, a line in small print. Not gym language. Form language. Presence confirms stability. I put everything back. Left the locker as if I had never opened it. Outside, the idling car was there again. Different street. Same darkness. I walked fast. Cut through a parking lot. Waited behind a delivery truck. The car rolled past without slowing. Then stopped at the exit. Brake lights glowing. Then fading. A silhouette lifted a phone to their ear. Then the car turned away. That night, I drove to the gate again. Rain hit the windshield in short bursts. At the keypad, the camera light blinked once. Like it recognized me. I held the badge up. Green. The gate opened. I stepped through. A portable floodlight snapped onto my left. Motion triggered. White beam. Hard shadows. Something moved behind the fence line. Not fast. Careful. I stopped. A shape crossed the beam. Then vanished. My phone had no signal. Daniel's phone showed full bars. It buzzed. A message. No number. Inside. Now. I did not run. I walked. Because stopping felt like a choice the system could record. Gravel under my shoes. Wet concrete smell. Electricity in the air. A second camera watched the path. Red light steady. The door to the low building opened before I touched it. A narrow corridor. Then a room with folding chairs. 2 occupied. A man in a reflective jacket. A woman in a hoodie. They looked up as if I was late. "You the replacement?" the man asked. I did not answer. I looked for exits. There was one door. Behind me. It clicked. Locked. The woman spoke without standing. "Sit," she said. I stayed on my feet. The man pointed at a whiteboard on the wall. 4 columns. Present. Pending. Processed. Closed. Under present were badge numbers. 0049 was there. My throat tightened, but I didn't label it. I didn't say what it was. I watched my hands. I watched them stay steady. The man said the line had called me. He said the gate had opened. He said that counted. The woman explained it like a schedule change. "You crossed the perimeter," she said. "That's confirmation." I asked where my brother was. The woman looked at the board. Not at me. "Closed," she said. The man added, "Don't dig. Digging makes noise. Noise gets processed." A printer clicked behind the wall. Paper fed through. No one touched it. No one looked surprised. The room felt practiced. Like this had happened before. Like it would happen again. A form slid out of the printer. Then another. The woman stood. Picked up the top sheet. Held it toward me. A death certificate. My name. My date of birth. Correct. Time of death blank. Status, pending. I did not touch it. The man said it was flexible until stamped. I asked who stamped it. The woman nodded toward the ceiling camera. Not a person. A system. The man told me to sit. He said if I left without confirmation, they would mark me unstable. Unstable sounded like a category. Not an insult. Not a warning. A category gets processed. The woman's voice stayed flat. If you want your brother's file to stay closed, she said, you sit. That sentence was the break point. Not the gate. Not the badge. Not the death certificate. That sentence. I sat. The folding chair creaked. The room did not change. But everything else did. A ring sounded somewhere behind the wall. Then stopped. At 3:03, the printer stopped too. The man stretched like finishing a shift. He checked his phone. Stable, he said. He walked out. The woman followed. At the door, she turned once. Don't leave before dawn, she said. Then she was gone. I sat alone, listening to the hum, watching the locked door, watching the ceiling camera as if it could blink. At 5:46, the door opened. A janitor pushed a cart in. He didn't look at me. He wiped the table that wasn't dirty. He replaced a bin liner that wasn't full. On his cart was a thin grey folder. He set it on the chair beside me. Like a delivery. The label was neat. Night shift, 0049. He took it back without asking. He walked out with his cart. Before the door shut, he spoke one sentence. Not to me. To the room. The next call is at 2:41. Then the door closed. At dawn, I left. No one stopped me. No one chased me. My phone had signal again. My key still worked. My ID still scanned at the bank. Everything looked normal. That is what makes it dangerous. In the afternoon, I went to the police station. I brought the voicemail. I brought the badge number. I brought the schedule sheet. The officer listened to the voicemail. He frowned at the time stamp. Then his face smoothed out. He said the file was closed. He said the time stamp was a glitch. He said the badge number wasn't in their system. He pushed my papers back across the desk. The same motion as the first officer. As if paper could absorb a person. I asked who Elliot Mercer was. The officer's eyes flicked once. Not fear. Just recognition. Then he said he didn't know the name. That was the second time someone lied without effort. Outside, the street felt too wide. I sat in my car and watched people walk past. Normal people. They people. I did not feel separate. I felt scheduled. At 2:41, my phone buzzed. Night line. I did not answer. It rang again. Then Daniel's old phone rang too. Same time. Same screen glow. 2 lines. 1 call. Both waiting. I watched the calls stop. Then my call log updated. As if I had answered. As if I had confirmed. I drove to the river without deciding. The gate camera blinked once. The keypad turned green before I touched it. Inside, the portable floodlights were already on. The room with folding chairs was empty now. No man. No woman. No printer noise. Only the hum. On the whiteboard, fresh writing. Present, 0049. Under it, a second line. Present, 0050. I did not know that number. Then I saw it. My brother's badge on the table. My brother's reflective vest folded beside it. As if he had just stepped away. As if he might return. The ceiling camera stayed steady. I heard a phone vibrate somewhere behind the wall. Then another. A shift starting. I backed toward the door. It was open. The system didn't need to lock it. Not anymore. Outside, the floodlight threw my shadow long on the gravel. The shadow looked like someone standing behind me. When I turned, there was no one. Only the hum. Only the river. Only the next call waiting for someone to take it.